Randall, it's good to have you back, man.
It's good to be back. Good to be seen.
This is the third time you are in Germany in just a year. What keeps you coming back constantly,
I guess it is,
man?
isn't it? That's wild. I didn't even think about that, but it is because we did C2C and we did our own tour, 4 dates out here. So yeah, that's pretty wild.
Pretty right.
Yeah.
And what keeps you coming back constantly, man?
Man, yeah. Sorry, I didn't answer your question. Your stats blew my mind. Man, we love Germany. We love the people. We love the culture. We love the scene. And honestly, it's a great place it's a great place. The country music is rising, but we can come in and do what we love.
Wish I could move some clouds into your sunshine. Get some memories flooding back into your mind. You ain't picking up and I've been calling. Wish I could be that rain that's falling.
What I feel is like the fans are a little bit special here in Europe and in Germany. So I would say the fans are just a little bit more quiet than in the UK. But when you are doing your honky tonk stuff, they are doing like hell yeah.
Yeah, honestly, to be really honest, I would say like especially with doing those shows in the last time we were out, it was definitely. I mean, they were loud, man. It was small packed clubs. You know, between 250 to 500 everywhere we went out here. They were loud, man. They were rocking.
So how much do the reactions of the fans help you making your music?
I mean, when you're playing a live show, you're relying on the fans. Like, you're feeding off their energy, and if they're not giving you energy back, you have to work double time to put it out there. So for us, it's a great feeling when we come out here and they're already rowdy and already singing the songs back. Or kind of singing the songs back. They do pretty good for speaking Texan, but you know, it's a good time.
Do you know any German words?
None that I can say on your camera.
That would be no problem because in Germany it's not like we are not bleeping out. And, I teach.
I won't say it.
I teach Morgan Evans and Mitchell Tenpenny a few mean words when they were here.
Words? Okay, yeah, I bet.
2 years ago. So.
They want to know the mean ones, the dirty ones. They want to know the cuss words. You know what I mean? Like everybody wants to know how to do it in other languages. But I know Danke Shane. That's about, as of right now, all I remember. Which, you know, probably the most important. Thank you.
And Scheiße.
I see how you said it. I didn't say it, but that's the one. That's the one.
So in the beginning of the year, you dropped your recent album, Into the Neon.
Yep.
And this is full of 90s country, honky tonk, but it is a lot of, like, I feel it is more a step back to your sound from the first album. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely, man. We got a little. It's hard to say. Commercially compressed in my mind with my Shot Glass record, which I love, man. I love the Shot Glass record. There's some incredible songs on there that have done great for us, and I'm grateful for it. But my first record I produced myself. Yeah. My 90s influence came out a little more than I would have wanted on that record. Yeah, everybody loves 90s, and it's a big thing right now. But I was aiming a little more towards the early 2000s, that early Dierks Bentley, Gary Allan. Like, that's what I was trying to aim for on my self-titled record, and I didn't nail it. But it came out, and I still love listening to it, still jam it, and it's a great record for us. But this record definitely, I went in, co-produced it with Jared Conrad, and the 90s influence is still there, but you definitely hear the Gary Allan, early Dierks, that early 2000s type country, man. It's got a little more modern flair to it, which is what I was looking for.
Besides of Dierks and Gary, who or what influenced you the most for doing this record?
Besides those two, there's a little Keith Whitley in there for sure, man. I'll always have a little Keith Whitley in there. A song called Hanging On is like right in that same pocket.
So, of those 18 songs, I mean, it's packed with 18 songs. Which one do you like the most to play live? Or what are you looking forward the most for today?
Oh, You know, a song called "I Could Be That Rain." It's our single. It's my first single back in the States that's going to radio nationally. Looking forward to playing that one out here. It's a lot of fun to play. Always a good time, and it's a big song.
So, with 3 records in your bag, you have a bunch of great songs, but you never did a collaboration, man. So,
yeah.
what is your dream collab partner?
So we're working on that. I've been. It's a hard thing to do in the industry. So I've been working. We've been working at doing some collabs, and there's a lot of guys that willing to do it, want to do it. My dream collab. Man, growing up a fan of just country music coming up, and George Strait, obviously Alan Jackson, my buddy Clay Walker, my boy Garth Brooks, like they'd be a blast to bring those guys, those legends in there. Tracy Lawrence, any of those guys, man.
So, in this point or this year, we do have those more classical or traditional leaning artists like you are, yeah. But we also have, especially here in Europe, in Germany, we have this pop country music, which is dominating it, like with Shabuzi's Bar Song, which is like in the charts, or Austin from Dasher.
For sure,
so how are you thinking about that, this pop influenced thing, or do you think that it needs more traditional artists like you to keep this thing going here?
You know, dude, it don't affect me at all. There's a place for everything out there, and there's fans of both. I'm a fan of both. I like listening to Shabuzi, I'll be honest. I like Post Malone's new record. It's cool to see. It's cool to see that in country music. What I say, all of it's country? No, but there's a place for it, man. There's fans of both, and it's cool to see traditional country coming back around. People, there's been a demand for it for a long time. Specifically, I would say the last 15 years, there's been a high demand for traditional country music to come back around, and it's here.
Yeah. What are you listening right now to in country music?
Man, I am a massive fan of Jake Worthington.
Oh, yes.
His new record that he came out with, in my mind, that thing's untouchable, dude. Like that's a slam dunk gold record. I don't think it's getting the love that it deserves, but I think it will, man. I think people dig and scrape and they'll find it, and then it's just going to go.
Gonna take time, but maybe
it's too good. It's too good a record. It's too good of a record for it to stay in the dark. Everybody's talking about Zach Top. He's great. Music's great. There's nobody that touches Jake Worthington.
So
they just don't.
Last one. You have a great year so far. So, but what comes next? What are your future goals?
Ooh. So far, man, you know, continue to sell out this tour, get home, get some rest, go back on tour in the States. Get a little rest in December, but you know we're gearing up. We got a single on the radio right now. That's our main focus. Building that up in the radio markets and hitting those and knocking home runs out and pushing "I Could Be That Rain" up the charts in the States, and hopefully out here as well. We do have a song that we're working on with some buddies of mine named Seafret, which is a big band over here in Europe.
Seafret.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're out of the UK.
Those two.
I think it's the one. It's just one word. Seafret.
Okay.
Seafret, I believe. We wrote a song with them, and a fellow named Steve Robson that's written, a ton of number ones back in the States, and written several major hits out here in Europe. Phenomenal writer, but we were double booked that day, and they came in and we sat down and we wrote with them, and they're in a different world. Different category, but they came in and we wrote this cool ass laid back country song, and I'm excited for it. So
I'm looking really forward for it to hear.
I must too.
And I wish you really much fun today and a banging concert.
Thank you, my man. It's gonna be good. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Chris.